you know what? You can install the apps and just look to see what's out there.
It's hilarious that I'm asking you to pull out while you're saying you were skeeting.
What's good, everybody? Yes, I'm a little bit under the weather, but it is our final episode of 2024. We have a little Boxing Day special. Maybe I was thinking, should we Latinofy it a little bit? Maybe
Boxing Day?
Boxing Day, or like Dia de Cajas.
Dia Caja.
Dia Caja. Is an option as well. Let us know what you think. But we're gonna go over some of the Boxing Day matches and kind of look forward to this holiday. The festive fixtures, as they say, where Bundesliga players are out at Knicks games, enjoying their lives, taking a little bit of a break.
So is Vinny. Vinny was there too. He's like, hey, I got nothing else to do.
But Premier League players were like, hey, the English. We believe in hard work.
Yeah.
No breaks. Okay.
Hey, get stuck in there, huh?
All right. Taking days off is for the socialists.
Yeah, bro.
All right, we
didn't beat Germany in World War II.
We don't do any of this. So what's good, everybody? Welcome to the Cooligans. My name is Christian Polanco.
I'm Alexis Guerreros.
Yes, and it's a thrilling day covering some matches. We have to start today with our again, we don't have a title for this segment, but just the most important match that you need to study up on. You need to make sure.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to take whatever you just said off the list of potential titles for this.
All right, it's a little wordy, a little clunky.
Yeah. You know what? We're workshopping it.
We're workshopping it, okay? Most important, super important match.
Yeah. If only some famous television show had not taken match of the day. It just works so well.
How dare they? But Chelsea against Fulham. This game was on Boxing Day, and a game where Chelsea are effectively, doing the I ain't even supposed to be here today. Kind
Bro,
of.
Maresca been trying to tell y'all, hey, we are not contenders. And instead of saying it, he knows the English media don't really listen. They need to see it. So he say, yo, why don't we go out and hold this L?
Just Premier League trophy, never heard of it. Never heard of her, okay?
Nah.
But Chelsea, given the run of form that they've been having, they're obviously in second place. They're trying to catch up to Liverpool, and they have a game against Fulham. Nice London rival, and a game at home at Stamford Bridge where you're like, Fulham. Look, they're having a better season than a lot of us expect, but Chelsea going to do their thing, and a bit of a shock here, especially after the goal from Cole Palmer in the 16th minute, where
he don't need much space, man.
He doesn't need much space, and there's something to his style of play, which I don't know how tall he is. I don't know if we can confirm that.
Isn't he like 6'1"?
He seems like he's a lanky guy.
He's lanky. Yeah, he's lanky for sure.
I'm looking online. It says 189 centimeters. And
6'2". Yeah, I can't do all your math.
Why are we doing all this?
Bro,
are we really
side of the ruler? You want me
to... Centimeters? Why not millimeters? Okay,
bro.
Dude, I think he's 1.2 kilometers. I'm almost sure.
I don't know. I got to check the exchange rate. It's very confusing. I don't know why you just didn't go with a king's foot size like we did. Something that makes sense, God damn it. He's 6'2", but he plays. He's like one of those guys that's tall, right? We're considering that tall.
That's a tall man. If you're 6'2", you're doing well in the dating apps.
Yeah, exactly, right? All those toxic women want you, bro. You
good. Personality is the most important. But I need a good personality on a guy who's 6'5". That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Remember that short dude at the Jersey Bagel Shop, and they're like, sir, are you gonna go? And he's like, why? Because I can't get a date. And he was like super sure. I'll fight you right now. And they were like, you might You might be bringing an outside problem inside here.
We don't do this at the bagel shop.
Damn, my guy. I feel like this happened before you got a hankering for it, everything. What I was going to say about Cole Palmer is he plays like he's 6'8" at the same time he plays like he's 5'8". You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's so wavy with the ball. It's magnetic to his foot.
Yeah, there's a I want to say like if Pogba was an attacking midfielder instead of a kind of a central or defensive midfielder, this is what I imagine Pogba would be. Cole Palmer has such an eye for goal, but it isn't the same threat of like a winger who's like, I got to go 1v1 against people. He's much more crafty and clever, and he has to figure out ways to get through to create shots for himself. And this was a perfect example of that, which is most midfielders don't even take the shot. They try to create some space to then maybe lay off a great pass for a running winger.
That's not enough space for most people to get a good shot off. And he was just like, I think I could do it from here.
Yeah, he did similar, and we'll talk about Liverpool later. But he basically did the Mo Salah goal against why am I forgetting who they played now?
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. But the Mo Salah's goal, where he looked down the box, being like, oh, I'm about to make this pass, and he essentially passes it to the side netting.
It's like just before the cross, the post.
Yeah, and Cole Palmer did this, but between the legs of the defender, which is even probably more impressive. But got through 2-3 defenders before he created that chance. And it's just, again, it is. He is having just such a incredible season, but again, the ability to create these opportunities for himself are, I think, what kind of set him apart from kind of the rest of the league right now. I'm not saying that he's the best player in the league right now, but
he's in the conversation for sure. I can't believe Manchester City let him go. Seems like they could use him right now. Although he's not really much of a defensive midfielder, but for me, this whole match really boils down to, and I want to give one Fulham player a lot of credit because they've been in our mentions the last 2 days. I don't know if you saw Emile Smith-Rowe loving what we're doing.
And that's just a nice thing. Let's make sure we put it up on screen because Emile Smith-Rowe is in the Cooligans mentions. He is chatting. He's just chatting it up with us.
I typed out a reply. He put 2 hearts. I typed a reply to him about how much I loved his goal in 2021 against Tottenham. I was in the building, okay? North London Derby. And then when I hit submit, it says ESR doesn't allow to be tagged. I was like,
he doesn't. He don't want to. He talks to you. You don't talk to him.
Yeah. You're on his timeline, not the other way around. So I guess you'll never get to see the absolute glazing I would have done in the replies. Had you let me reply.
From top to bottom, bro.
I thought you was a Krispy Kreme. I'll tell you that much. So yeah, shouts to some injured Fulham players in our mentions. But for me, I want to give Fulham some credit, but I think this whole match boils down to just Enzo Fernandez, or I don't know if it was specifically because in the previous match, Chelsea were set up at a 4-2-3-1. You have Enzo and you have Caicedo next to each other, patrolling in front of that back line, just making it very difficult to score against them. In this match, it was a 4-1-4-1, and I don't know if Enzo Maresca set it up that way or if Enzo Fernandez was like, I want to see what the air is like up here. You know what I mean? I don't need to be over there by Caicedo. You saw Caicedo having to do a lot of work trying to stop all the potential attacks from Fulham. I don't know if it was overconfidence in we're up 1-0, let's try to go get another goal. I don't know if it was, Fulham doesn't have the capability to sort of attack centrally, so we'll just, we'll leave Enzo Fernandez up front a little bit more, kind of where Pedro Neto is supposed to be, and kind of create those overloads. But it did not work, and it gave an absolute opening for Fulham to come back. And this is the thing about Fulham. It must be very frustrating to be a Fulham fan because you could see the quality of the talent they have. They're just not consistent enough. It's like you don't have the confidence they're going to be able to pull this out week in and week out. But then again, they go away to Stamford Bridge, which I think is their first win in a very long time at Stamford Bridge. And they absolutely bossed the second half against the home team, which is the last thing you'd expect.
Yeah. I think the telling stat here is really one substitution by Enzo Maresca. He took off Nico Jackson to bring on Christopher Nkunku. And that can't be it. We all know the holiday fixtures are intense. The players haven't, they've been playing like crazy. They're playing so many minutes.
Well, not Chelsea though, right? Because they only play one game a week. Even Conference League is like almost completely different team.
But still, you're not telling me this is the day after Christmas. You don't think any of the players had a good time with family? Maybe party a little bit.
They could use a little bit of a break. I mean, you get 5.
You get 5. We had years ago what during COVID when they introduced the 5 subs. I was like, I don't think we need it. It's going to change the game too much. It's going to give advantage to the players, to the teams that have deep rosters. And who has the deepest roster in the goddamn world if it's not Chelsea Football Club?
Again, they have a wedding tent full of players because they can't fit them in the training center.
Okay. Some of the players are like, all right, you're going to be the DJ. You're the DJ. You're getting paid £300,000 a week to DJ.
Yeah, look, our set piece coach, he's going to go work with the first team. So we brought in a electric slide coach. All right. He's going to be doing step dances.
Okay. The FA has allowed it. All right. Yeah, this is important.
This is Brian Jover, Nicholas's brother.
But when you make one substitution in a game like this, that's where it's going to burn you towards the end of the game. And I can't make any sense of, even after Fulham equalized, how do you not make some changes just for the sake of maybe he's thinking about the next game? I don't get it.
Who is their next game? Because this is 3 points in the Premier League where I know you go
Ipswich.
You play Ipswich. You ain't thinking about that, bro.
You ain't thinking about
that at all. I mean, you had the opportunity to break in. What are they? They're 7 points with a game in hand. You could have been 4 points.
Yeah.
With a game in hand, which obviously Liverpool have the game in hand. It would have been a great advantage, and they would have separated themselves from Arsenal a little bit, which I think this gives Arsenal a great opportunity to. Are they able to hop them? Let me look back at the schedule here. Yeah, absolutely. They're currently 2 points away. So if Arsenal win today against Ipswich, they go second.
Yeah. Look, it's at the very least, like you should get a point here. I understand the goal from Harry Wilson, which was kind of. I think they were waiting for a foul. I think it was Pedro Neto he was kind of holding his face after Iwobi went in for the challenge. Don't know, it seemed a little soft.
It looked at first like it was an elbow, but it turns out that was just Pedro Neto just, jazzing it up a little bit.
Okay, putting on a show for the folks at Stamford Bridge.
He said, I know it's after Christmas.
So I understand that goal, but the poor decisions after that to see when the threats are just getting more intense and you don't make any changes just simply for some fresh legs to at least hold on for that draw. I think this loss is totally on Enzo Maresca, but
especially when you have such young players. You have the youngest squad in the Premier League. You need some veteran presence to be able to close the game out.
Look, and we're talking what Chelsea did wrong. Real quick, what Fulham did right is they're finding some. I'm just loving seeing the chemistry that they are developing, and Raul Jimenez to me is looking more like pre-injury, pre-head collision Raul Jimenez, and just really looks like a.
Why are you saying it like them, bro? Jimenez.
Jimenez? Oh, Jimenez.
Yeah, come on.
I don't know. I sort of say both.
Don't Martinez. Don't do that.
But he is looking just confident in his abilities now, and
he doesn't look shaky like when he first came back. It looked very tentative. Nah, he doesn't have that anymore.
Sure, yeah, and any capacity, whether it's going off aerial balls or just going 1v1 against. He's an interesting striker where he's not exactly the. I'm gonna be in the right positions whenever I need to be. He can kind of create opportunities for himself, and he's been doing that the last few games for Fulham. And then Rodrigo Muniz scores the game winner in the end when it's like 4v1, and again it's just one of those things of like, yeah, just make a couple changes and you probably hold on
Yeah.
to
Fresh legs.
just just kind of a wild decision from Maresca, and we'll see. You would imagine they'll be fully rested against Ipswich because clearly that game was much more important than this one. So, so we shall see. All right, we got a couple more matches to recap for these holiday fixtures. So let's get right to it right after this.
Introducing Daily Draw, the latest free-to-play game from Yahoo Sports. Daily Draw gives you a pack of 6 prediction cards every day based on the day's biggest sporting event. Download or update the Yahoo Sports app on the Apple App Store or Google Play and join the action with Daily Draw today.
All right, welcome back. Let's talk about a few other matches. Let's start with Liverpool against Leicester City. Not much of a shock here, except for the fact that Leicester scored first. And
I had belief. I was like, these are the points I knew they was going to drop, bro. I saw it from day one, man. I've been talking about this winter schedule. And Mohamed Salah's like, watch what I can do.
Leicester, and who was it? It was Jordan Ayew. Right,
Jordan Ayew, yeah, right.
There's another Ayew. There's another Ayew.
There's a couple Ayews. Which one are you, bro? Let us know.
So yeah, who was it? Which Ayew? Yeah, Jordan. Okay, cool. And the Ayews, the reason it's hard. There's 2 Ayews, the brothers, but they also have played for every single club in England. So
a lot of kids. Mom's got a lot of kids, bro.
So it's hard to always remember. But the fact that he scored off, and this is when you're a team like Leicester, and obviously Jamie Vardy didn't play in this game. I believe it was an injury or illness or something. And whoever that striker is, especially if you're Jordan Ayew, it's like, look, if you're in the box and you get a chance, don't even think about it. You're at Anfield. Don't even
no hesitation, bro.
He did a great little shimmy turn to throw off. He turned his shoulder to throw off Andy Robertson, and they just tucked it in to the net.
Andy Robertson isn't weakly looking. 2 years older than he did the previous week. I don't know what is going on with Andy Robertson, but man, they really need Anthony Robinson right now.
Right. But Liverpool obviously ended up winning 3-1. And the goal before halftime, I think it was probably the difference.
Hackpo, right?
Yeah. He scores a great goal, which is like just a curling shot that it's a little bit of like, why do you have that much time? But then
Alexis McAllister, I think assisted him there, and then assisted the next goal right after the break. And I'm just watching this. I'm like, someone put a body on Alexis McAllister because he got Cody Hackpo the ball in perfect space.
Yeah, he is, if I'm not mistaken, he is a striker, right? When he plays for like Netherlands and stuff, he's not a winger, is he?
I think Hackpo played to the left the last time he played, and then showed some signs of being very good. And then Liverpool were like, "Well, we should play him on the left."
Yeah, because this was one of those like, you could do that. You do that thing you just did.
Someone tell EAFC because that is not on your plan.
I never seen you do that, so I don't know why you're doing it.
I ain't unpacked this version of you.
Okay. No, an incredible goal that I think gave them the confidence that they needed, because it's one of those things where when you're losing a game, especially going into halftime, you know that the team that you're playing against, especially when they're respectfully an inferior team, they're gonna be like, all right, we just lock it down. Nobody, no pressure on anybody. Just stand stand in front of the goal.
We're gonna get compact, or like they say, 10 players hanging off the goalpost.
Yeah,
but they did not do that, man. And Van Nistelrooy, man, the Brits are like, hey, you gotta look like a manager. Oh, he looks so much like a manager. He dresses like a manager. Is that all it takes, England? Maybe this is why you need American owners out there, bro.
Yeah, this is a team that I mean, I don't know how he's gonna keep them up.
Best of luck.
It's going to be very, very difficult. Because
go ahead.
Yeah, they just don't look like a team of like. They don't look that unified. I mean, they're not Southampton. They're not terrible, but it's going to take that magic of Jamie Vardy and stuff like that he doesn't even play this game. But when you look at the on FOTMOB, the momentum in this game, you'd be surprised that Liverpool even played against another team. It looked just like an intra-team scrimmage.
I mean, the second half pretty much looked exactly like that.
So yeah, and again, it just highlights the greatness, I think, of Mo Salah
And Arne Slot.
Yeah, and Arne Slot. Like, the I think the bigger conversation is, like, I think Liverpool looks so amazing right now that, remember when Jurgen Klopp's last game at Anfield, and the tears, and how Trent Alexander-Arnold was basically, I don't know how I'm gonna live without my mans. You know what I mean? Everybody was just giving these just
how
sad,
do I breathe without
these emotion speeches of, like, how much he meant for this club. You wouldn't even think they had a different manager last year. They have not brought up that man's name.
You wouldn't think the last guy was good the way this guy's got him playing.
This is, and Arne Slot, the credit I think that he has to get here is the decisions that he's made for, Darwin Núñez he's like, look, bro, I get you create a couple chances here and there, but it's not good enough.
Not good enough.
Team.
Yeah, stay in Uruguay, my guy, because you ain't getting playing time out here.
The bar is really, really high, and he's basically like, all right, you're gonna come off the bench and create some opportunities for us. But it just says how the level that Mo Salah, that Trent Alexander-Arnold, that Luis Diaz, that Cody Gakpo, they're playing. I mean, even in the previous game, the one where Andy Robertson got the red card against, I forgot what team. But
there were moments where they looked like the best team, and they had one less guy.
Yeah, they look incredible. So whatever Arne Slot is doing, it is working remarkably well. But yeah, Liverpool still have to be the favorites here because like Alexis said, the festive fixtures, that's when they're gonna slip up, and they simply are not.
Please do that.
So
please do what I said.
Next up, Manchester City against Everton Football Club. Let's go.
This was you got to give it to Pickford, right, for having the information on his water bottle that was correct. But there were moments in this game where I'm like, yo, there's no confidence with City whatsoever. Like, they're not their swag is way off. They gotta listen to Soldier Boy. Hop up out of bed. You gotta turn your swag on. Look in the mirror, say, what's up, dude?
Well,
I'm shocked at how listless they look, how devoid of that last piece, that last jolt of energy, that fifth gear. You got none of that.
Everybody that I think provided that is probably injured or out, or I could make a good argument that this is all simply because that Rodri's not there. Man, even Decore with that spin, so much time on his hands. Mm-hmm.
If Rodri's there, he's standing next to Decore when he spins around. He's like, hey, what's up, bro? What are you trying to do with that ball?
Everton are a team, especially these last few matches. They played Chelsea, they played Arsenal, and now City. All draws.
Did you think you could walk away from Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City back to back and walk out with 3 points?
Not at all. But this was looking at these matches, you were like, okay, this is where we about to get slapped up, because we ended up losing 4-0 to Manchester United, and then win 4-0 against Wolves.
To United, you won against Wolves. Yeah.
So the bigger concern here, maybe not much against Arsenal, but against Chelsea and against City, I thought Everton could have won these games. And I bring this up so often, and I say this, it's not solely his fault, but Jack Harrison is just this. I think there's some confidence kind of not there. Just again, the decision making, I don't know what it is, because he just like wasn't this player at Leeds. He was much more attacking minded. He was just he was just confident he just seemed much more. He seemed more mature beyond his years of like the level of experience that he had, and coming from the U.S. and playing in Major League Soccer. And not to say that the level's too high, but it's just some of the decisions are like a little bit frustrating, and it's always just the going forward. We just like can't find goals, and they're yes, Manchester City could have, especially in during that penalty, they could have scored. They could have won this game, and you sort of, if that was the result, nobody's really shocked or surprised. But this was I think a missed opportunity. I had tweeted out or skeeted out, as they say, on Blue Sky. Follow us.
Yeah,
on Blue
this
Sky.
is. I can't believe they're calling it skeeting.
You can't. It doesn't feel right. But I said, Everton shouldn't be dropping points against these weaker Premier League sides. But when you're watching this game, that's really not that crazy of a statement to make.
If you take just those 90 minutes in a vacuum, you are right.
Or even,
if you look,
or even if you take the last like 10 games, 7, 8 games, something like that, Everton have played better, have gotten better results than Manchester City. Manchester City are one of the worst teams in the Premier League right now.
But if you start to really pull out just a little bit more, I think you see a bigger picture. Maybe what you're saying is a little crazy.
Yeah, I mean, if you just get all the titles out of the way and all the other stuff, the Champions League, we're basically the same
four
team.
Premier Leagues in a row. Yeah. Well, it's hilarious that I'm asking you to pull out while you're saying you were skeeting. This is the problems caused by some of these newfangled terminologies.
Exactly. Gen Z, bro. I don't know what they're doing. So no, a big 3 points for Everton, and again, the slide for Manchester City just continues. It is
3 points over the last 3 matches.
Yeah, I mean, I think that penalty, and then also the face that Jordan Pickford was making during the penalty.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just like, oh, bro, that's the POV from the coochie when anyway.
I didn't. I get it now.
That's what the coochie
but I didn't
see.
know that's where you were going. This is what happens when Christian got a fever, bro.
That's what the coochie sees. Anyway, before it happens. I think the wink afterwards, Jordan Pickford was just like, yo, I knew where he was going. And you see,
it's a hell of a save too.
But then you just see the moment in that game of like, where I honestly think this is what Jordan Pickford was thinking. I was thinking, he's thinking they need this goal more than we do. Like they're so messed up, like with their confidence and psychologically. He's like, he needs this, and I'm gonna make sure he does not get it. And that's what I loved about
it's the Emi Martinez special, right? You ratchet up the pressure on them. They're feeling it worse than us.
Yeah, dude. And look, and Everton are in. Yeah, obviously they're not. They're near the bottom of the table, but there's not necessarily anything that says like, oh, they're gonna be relegated. They're playing well enough to stay up. And
you know who's above you on the table?
Everyone, pretty much.
Manchester United, directly above you.
Yeah, and we got to get to Manchester United because they had another loss. At this point, I'm honestly thinking people in Manchester are like, yo, there's no club to support here. I don't know what to do.
The whole town gone dusty, bro. Oasis got back together and the whole thing went kaput.
We got to blame the Gallaghers, bro.
Bro, both sides of Manchester, blue and red, in the mud right now, bro.
Manchester, they lose. So, 2-0 loss. And really the main story here
is Wolves, bro.
The red card, the 2 yellows for Bruno Fernandes. What are you doing, dog? Why are you?
Isn't he the captain? Like, bro, you're supposed to be the captain, bro.
I don't understand.
I said this on Morning Footy. If you're Ruben Amorim and you've assessed over the last however matches, 7, 8 matches, however he's been in charge, you assess over that time. Okay. What type of players do I have? Who's good in the locker room? You know what I mean? Who brings the jokes? Who carries the vibe? Who's the inspirational one? Mm-hmm. When he gets down to who can I trust in those difficult moments to be out on the pitch? a lot of names got to be scratched off that list, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know. Bruno Fernandes is probably not on that list anymore. And I'm thinking about it. Lissandro Martinez and Harry Maguire are probably the two names. Maybe Amad Jallo. Those are probably the names you have, and that's it. Like, it's shocking to me to see where we are with Manchester United, where they probably need to go out and get 5, 6 new players in the next transfer windows.
Mhm.
At least 1 or 2 players in January, just to kind of bring in some fresh legs and some people who are maybe playing for the badge as opposed to have been a part of this sort of wild, up and down saga between Eric Ten Hag and Ruben Amorim. I don't know what it's going to take, but it's not looking better. And I don't think he's under any pressure to get sacked. But like I mentioned, they're in 16th place. That's probably not where Manchester United wants to be.
Not at all. But I wonder how long before the sort of laser gets pointed at Ruben Amorim. And yes, he's great with the media. He knows kind of what to say. He knows how to kind of.
He's got jokes.
He got jokes. He knows how to kind of deflect attention. It's like, no, I have. He's admittedly like, no, I know we have the problem. Right? He said every coach is in danger. And he says something like, and that's what I like. You know what I mean? Like the fact that this job is so difficult and so on and so forth. And it's like, all right, it's working now, but how long are we just simply say like, he clearly has not been at the job long enough to just really accept all blame, but it is the lopsided and unpredictable results from game to game, or just unpredictable performances, are the issue. Was it FA Cup?
Yeah, but that's not an issue he brought with him. That's not an issue that's solo to him. It's part of the puzzle he needs to solve. Yeah. And I think with Manchester United, it's going to come like just that little bit of consistency where you're like, all right, it's not the best version of a 3-4-3 that we've seen. It certainly is not Sporting at its prime, bossing, some bigger clubs in Champions League. But like, week in and week out, can you leave it all on the pitch? Can you just play? And I know Dalot on the left or Dalot on the left and Mazraoui on the right doesn't seem to be working. And where is Garnacho? And personally, if it were me, I would start to try to repair that bridge with Marcus Rashford. See if there's any possibility. I mean, think of a win it would be for him if he could get inside Marcus Rashford's head and find a way to click and have him become that striker that he was when he had 30 goals in a season. If you can even get close to that, if you can get him banging in 20 goals, 10 goals in the second half of the season, just think about how much that would change the fortunes of Manchester United. And I get that he, gave an interview and pissed everybody off and said he wants a new challenge. I get that, but man, what a great olive branch it would be to extend. I'm not saying start him without him, appeasing and apologizing and making amends, but starting that extend that olive branch, start that process, because this might be the key. Because I don't think you're going to be able to get rid of this guy.
Yeah. It's hard to figure out what the exact problem is. I mean, whether it's like a culture, whether it's
scoring goals, bro.
If but by leaving Rashford off of the roster, you're delivering a tremendous message. Rashford gets paid a lot of money, and you're basically saying, nope, he is destructive to our team by having him here.
Right. If the idea is that the team's worse with him there, well, it's not looking great without him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got a lot to prove that that's the case.
So maybe 1 or 2 transfer windows, maybe after the summer transfer window, I think that's when we can start.
If they even have the money for it.
Sure.
I don't know if you saw, they took away the steward's bonus. I mean, they're cutting money left and right. There's not enough people to sack. I don't know where they get all these people.
I love it. It's just like, you know what? The stewards are the problem. They are getting paid way too much. No, there's no other place to cut costs. It's the stewards.
It's ridiculous.
Last match we have to discuss is Nottingham Forest against Tottenham, because I think one of the bigger stories, speaking of like Chelsea not being in the title race, Nottingham Forest now Espiritu Santo. He's getting the questions like, "Are you guys in the title race?" They're in third place on the table. Nottingham Forest. This is unreal that they are that they are there. They're not winning.
What a turnaround!
They're not winning games. 4-5-0. They're not dominating games. They're just like it's
old school,
scrappy team. They have scored 24 goals and given up 19. So there's a lot of 1-0 wins. 2-1.
That goal differential not looking too sweet.
It's
bro.
remarkable that they are where they are. And so yeah, credit. And obviously next up, their next game is against Everton, but they beat Tottenham at home. And this, even though Tottenham had more of the ball, did have a bunch of chances.
Well, Tottenham's getting Tottenham, right?
Yeah, but we can't just do that. We can't just leave it at.
You know what? I got to be honest with you. Apparently you can, dude. I mean, this guy says, like, I'm tired of answering the question. I'm not going to change. And then we're all sitting here going, hey, why doesn't he adapt a little bit? He should change a little bit. The guy's told you he's not going to do it, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
we just have to accept that if you're a Tottenham fan, you have to accept that going in every game, you already know what the tactics are going to be, which is we'll defend eventually. Right now, we're all going to send everyone except the keeper up, and sometimes the keeper. And that's just what it's going to be. There was a guy who did a study who said that if NFL teams would go for it on fourth down, you would win more games than you would lose. Like, it wouldn't affect you. Mm-hmm. It would balance out to be a net positive. And people still don't do it because of this. You know what I mean? Like, it just, when it looks bad, it looks bad.
This is what I said.
When it looks good, it looks insane.
Since day one, I've said Tottenham needs to be going for 2-point conversions, bro. They are losing out.
Try shooting from beyond the half and see if they give you 2 goals for it. To me, it's like, Tottenham views themselves as a club that is attacking first. Go back to the Glenn Hoddle and Jurgen Klinsmann and like all the days of old. They were always an attacking team. It's what the fans asked for. You got the most extreme version of it. It feels like they're playing like Ange and Daniel Levy are playing a game of chicken. You know what I mean? Like. Yeah. Who's going to blink first? And meanwhile, the fans are like, I'm blinking, dog.
I think that
stop this.
The issue now with Tottenham is their goalkeeper. Was it? Is it Ben Fraser Foster?
Ben Foster's right. No,
this is a tongue.
Fraser's Foster.
Fraser Forster. Forster. Not so,
bro. He honestly, the shape of his head, it looks like he's wearing an NFL helmet.
Is it just Fraser? Is it just Fraser Foster? What is, or is that his full name? Fraser Forster. Our producer Carter was gonna confirm because
big Tottenham fan.
He's terrible. I mean, he
makes a lot of mistakes.
Okay.
That's his full name. Fraser Forster. His parents were like, you know what? Every tongue's going to look like you try to make a knot out of the cherry stem. You know what I mean?
Fraser Forster is, I would just go on the record and saying is a cruel thing to do to a child. Okay?
That's like, I can't say his name, but like, I hired a guy whose name was essentially like Steven Stevens.
Got it.
Right. His last name was just the first name with an S, and I was like, did your parents even try? You know what I mean?
Well, it's like this. They were like, yo, you know what? They were at the hospital. They're like, yo, this will be hilarious.
Yo, you know how much this will upset podcasters in the future?
And it worked, Mom.
You got him, Dad.
No, so a big issue again. The issues, the criticism. Big Ange is looking more and more frustrated in every press conference, and I don't really understand especially from the media in those rooms. It must be just to like, let's ask him things that will frustrate him so we can get a nice clip out of it. Because
that's literally it. That's all they care about. They're not actually asking questions because they want to make an article that explains the tactics or what is in his mind. Yeah. It's simply saying, like, if I could rile him up, And I get to be
Because
the one who asked him the question that riles him up.
they did it with Mourinho. They did it with Antonio Conte. They're like,
hold on a second. Those guys came with smoke for the team themselves. You're talking about 2 out of the last 3, man. No, I think Nuno Espirito Santo did the same thing. Like they absolutely like they're
like, I can't get rid of this curse. I don't know what it was.
You brought in 2 perennial winners, and they're like, we can't solve it. Antonio Conte was like, he'll grind out wins. He'll do what it takes. Look at what Nuno Espirito Santo is doing right now with Nottingham Forest.
Bro, they need Ruben Amorim to coach Tottenham, bro, because he'll nip it in the bud. He will not allow.
He's gonna riz up the media, bro.
So, Big Angie ain't risen the media up enough, and that's clearly the issue. So
he's got that deep voice, mate.
All right, we got
crikey.
We got one more segment before we go on this holiday break. So we're gonna do some New Year's resolutions for some of your favorite
stick around for this
Premier League clubs.
Welcome back to the show. Let's do something a little different, Christian. Why don't we do a couple New Year's resolutions? I'm going to toss out some teams. I want you to give me a resolution. I'll give you one as well for the team. How's that sound?
Not a problem. Let's do it.
All right. Let's start with Liverpool.
Liverpool, obviously, New Year's resolutions, get Mohamed Salah, get Trent Alexander-Arnold to just sign their contracts. Sort it all out. Pay them what they need to get paid, because you know what? You know what's going on right now? Is that Carlo Ancelotti is doing this. He's doing a little Mr. Burns.
Oh, you think he's like, hey, when you walk out of there,
okay,
you know where you need to come.
Exactly. All right. Madrid is
too many forwards.
Madrid is
got way too many forwards. Where are you gonna put them all?
Madrid is lovely this time of year. So at least definitely for Trent Alexander-Arnold.
I don't know. For my New Year's resolution for Liverpool is, hey, lose a couple games. Let's make this exciting, huh?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
You know,
which brings me to team number 2, Arsenal. What do you think?
All right. Arsenal, they need to invest in the highest quality and really just do the next level research and development in investing in hamstring repair technology. Okay? Because Bukayo Saka, it looks like he's going to be out for a couple weeks. And maybe the title hopes vanish in that hamstring injury. So they need to figure out why.
We'll see later today.
Why these things happen. Is it too many games? Is it what? Is it? There's just too much riding on this man's hamstring.
See. For me, it's go get a striker. That's my New Year's resolution. Go get a damn striker. Please get a pure.
You got hat-trick Jesus, bro. You good?
Yeah, man. Hey, if he keeps it going, that's the striker then. Let's go to Chelsea. What do we think for Chelsea?
All right. For Chelsea, Enzo Maresca and the rest of the team, it is okay. Your New Year's resolution is to admit that you're in a title race. It is okay. You are in second place. You are also demanding something of your own players. You need to put that pressure on them. The fact that this title is within reach. It is within your grasp. And maybe that can bring something out of them. For them to be these like little young upstarts that, we don't even know what.
I think that's the right tactic. So I'm going to say for Chelsea, it's, hey, why don't you put handcuff Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo together, because you play better when you have 2 defensive midfielders. That for me?
There's a bunch of French people that would love to see Enzo Fernandez in handcuffs. I agree.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Very good point. Very good point. All right. Sacre bleu. Number 4, and this is our last one. We got Manchester City. I'm going to go first on this one.
Go for it.
I'm going to say my New Year's resolution is to get those hydrating face masks for Pep Guardiola, because I have a feeling, hey, man, you might see some more scratches on my guy, because I don't think this is getting better anytime soon. Not until Roger gets back.
I'm going to say this. I think the New Year's resolution for Manchester City is they should be looking for a new manager. I think they should start thinking about it. And look, obviously, he's done what he's done. I'm not taking anything away from the legend that is Pep Guardiola, but you know what? People's relationships die. Things sometimes fall apart. And it happened at Bayern, it happened at Barcelona. He could have all the success in the world, but it's difficult to maintain that forever. And that's it. I'm not saying break up.
You're a bad manager.
I'm not saying to break up.
Walk away amicably.
All I'm saying is, you know what? You can install the apps and just look to see what's out there. That's
all right. Get a little flirty, Manchester City. That was our New Year's resolutions. Let us know what New Year's resolutions you have for these 4 clubs.
Okay. Do you have any personal New Year's resolutions, Alexis?
No, I never do them.
Okay. At least he's consistent, folks.
That's it.
My New Year's resolution is to do more work. That's it. So 2025 is gonna be 10 years of Cooligans since we started.
Isn't that crazy?
And there's gonna be a lot more cool things down the pipeline. So I just want to take this opportunity to just say thank you everybody for an incredible 2024 with sticking with us throughout this journey. We obviously left Meadowlark Media and we joined Yahoo Sports, and that's been a great change as well. And working with all the folks at Yahoo and
it's been amazing,
and everybody who's also followed us through this journey that again started in Alexis's kitchen to now. Alexis is recording this at CBS. I'm recording this at home with the flu. While my son sleeps in the other room.
Yeah, sweet baby boy.
Okay. So we
a lot's changed this year, man. It's been a wild ride, but in 2025 is only going to be even bigger. And then right after that comes the World Cup. Could you imagine?
It's gonna be crazy. So so thank you everybody for hanging with us. I hope you enjoyed your 2024. I hope you enjoy 2025. Even though January 20th. Who knows if
all right. Let's not think about it yet.
We have a few more days of some level of peace and calm.
Yes.
So we'll see what ends up happening. So everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. And again, shout out to producer Carter, who you won't be able to hear, but he hears us, and he's done so much work this year, and
it's been amazing,
and it's been great working with him as well. So we also have a lot to look forward to in 2025, and he's going to be very much a part of it. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Enjoy. I hope you enjoyed your holiday. I hope you enjoy New Year's. We're going to be back on January 2nd with a new episode. So that's how we'll kick off 2025. And
hey, if you don't have a New Year's resolution, make it to hit the subscribe button. Huh?
That'll be it. And hit the subscribe button, hit subscribe to
comment.
The Patreon, comment, do everything you can. Patreon.com/Cooligans. So a lot to look forward to.
Cash App us all your money. Just a list of things that you need to
I'm
do.
not gonna say all. I don't want you in financial ruin.
We might give you some back.
Okay. Why do you think we run a health insurance company? We're good. You keep your money.
Hey, I don't want to get pew-pewed. You know what I mean? We're good.
We good. All right. So we'll be back in 2025 on January 2nd, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out. Y'all the best. Peace.
Love you guys.